What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building and just going to talk real quick about these Chargers Cowboys matchup. One thing you'll learn about your team. You don't learn about your team in wins, you learn about your teams in losses. So, this is where we're going to find out what you Cowboys is really made of, right? Big game for the simple fact that you just lost had a huge, tremendous loss against the San Francisco Niners. You've already lost two games in the NFC, which is going to be tough to overcome later on when you see teams are already undefeated. So it's going to be a hill to climb. But this game in particular against these Chargers, the Kellen Moore Bowl, looking at from my perspective, I feel like the Cowboys will win this game because they usually bounce back after, really bad losses. They usually bounce back. I don't think the Chargers are that great of a team. Yes, they got Justin Herbert. They got a good offense, Austin Eckler. Um, Keenan Allen, the Palmer kid, Johnston. They lost Mike Williams, which is a huge loss. Obviously, on the defensive side, you saw Khalil Mack just get, 5, 6 sacks last week. Um, Joey Bosa, I know he's questionable with a leg injury, but other than that, man, they don't really got a defense. You feel me? So this should be a perfect bounce back game for the offense to be able to come back and make plays against this offense in the secondary, being able to run the ball. Even on the defensive side, it should be able to take some, advantages of some mismatches going forward. But to me, this game also, well, just this team in general, I just want to see these guys, play some good football. It just seems like there's always a lot of blame going around in Dallas, and I just wish it stopped. First, we was blaming Garrett. Garrett this, Garrett that. And then we blamed Linehan. Then after we blamed Linehan, then it was Kellen Moore. Then we blaming Kellen Moore why Dak ain't succeeding. And now it's Mike McCarthy. Now it's his offense. I just wish the blame game would stop, and just y'all get it together. Um, it's just frustrating, but guys got to be better. Terrence Steele, he's going to have, I think he's going against Khalil Mack. He just got worked over by Boza. He's got to be better in that pass pro. Tyron Smith, he may be going against Boza. Those two bookends may give us fits. So the Cowboys got to figure it out. The biggest problem I have with me on the offensive side is that, like I said before, I said this about a week ago, is that this is not doesn't seem like a quick strike offense. This is a long, methodical offense, and Mike McCarthy even said it this week how they want to protect the defense. They want to, win the time of possession game, and they want to eliminate turnovers. Well, to me, that makes it feel like it's gun shy. That, if you do 10, 11, 12 play drives and you don't score a touchdown because you're not good in the red zone, it puts a lot of pressure on that defense because if you're doing 10, 11, 12 play drives, that's taking like 5, 6, 7 minutes off the clock. So if you don't score a touchdown or if you just get a field goal out of it, then it puts the pressure on your defense to shut things down. And they're saying that their strength, Mike McCarthy said their strength is their defense. But I feel like you put a lot of pressure on that defense when you have these long drives. Yes, you're resting your defense. Yes, you're letting them sit. But at the same time, if you're not scoring touchdowns, you're putting the pressure on them that they got to make stops every single time. Every single time they got to get a stop. Because if they don't, you don't have the quick strike offense to go and score quickly. They're always long, methodical drives, and that kills your time possession. It makes now you got to score quickly, and you don't seem like you have the offense to do it. Receivers aren't winning all the time. That's an issue. The blocking is not the best at times. Like I said with Tony Pollard, I feel like he's not the same Tony Pollard he was last year. The stats are proven as far as like a yards after contact is one of the worst of his career. I said you got to get Rico Dowdell involved more, man. He's your power back. He's got speed. He's got quickness. He hits the whole hard. He's got to get more carries. I don't want you to continue to live and die by Tony Pollard. He's got to get more carries. Hunter Luke, you can figure out to get him some spot plays in the game. You got to figure out to use your whole arsenal of players. Jalen Tolbert, he's got to get more burn. Michael Gallup, he's had a 90-yard game against the Cardinals, but I still don't think he's back. Yes, he had a good game against them, but I just don't see him winning. People can out physical him, and I just need to see more Jalen Tolbert. You got a guy in Jake Ferguson who said he's ride and die for Dak. I'm going hard for you no matter what. Why is he not? He needs to get the most share of these snaps. You got to be able to go to him, not keep going to Luke Schoonmaker. Although, that first couple plays in the game when Schoonmaker missed, but Schoonmaker has like 2 or 3 catches. He has like 3 drops. He dropped a big touchdown against the Patriots. You keep going to him. You keep forcing him in the lineup because he was your second round pick. I don't like that. Jake Ferguson is your guy. He is the guy that once you start getting him cooking, he can work. And I just feel like there's being forced of things. Things are being forced. Like your safeties, they're not playing the greatest, but guess what? They just got paid. All three of those safeties just got paid. Curse didn't. I don't. But your Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, you just paid those guys, so those guys are going to be on the field. But they're not playing the greatest right now. And you miss Trevin Diggs. Let's be honest. I thought, hey, Cowboys, we're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But you're missing Trevin Diggs. As much as people dog Trevin Diggs, he gives up coverage. Dog, he's one of the best in the game, and you see why he's one of the best in the game because the team is missing him. Stephen Gilmore, I still think he's a good corner, but he does not have that speed. So teams are attacking them with that speed right now. I think he'd be a better matchup with Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen's not super fast anymore. He's a great route runner, but I think, you know, that would be the best matchup for Gilmore. You know what I'm saying? But those safeties got to play better. They got to step up. That front line, Dorrance Armstrong Jr., Fowler, where's Sam Williams? Those guys like that. This was supposed to be his breakout year. 4 games in, he's got 1 sack. I don't know what he's looking like on his pressures, but it just seems like whenever I just feel like Dallas Cowboys are not a good team under pressure. When there's pressure not on Dallas, they win. They ball out. They go crazy. They have 38 points, 40 points when there's not pressure. But when they have to play pressure games, it just seems like the pressure gets to the whole team, the organization, everything. It just seems like they are not a pressure cooker team. And that's got to change because you're going to see that pressure when you get to the playoffs. I still think they can get to the playoffs. I still think they can win at least 10 games. But they got to be better in pressure, and I just don't feel like this team is a good pressure team, and it rears its ugly head whenever we have to play the one of the biggest games. We always seem to wilt, and that's got to change, or it's going to be the same thing this year as it was in previous years. So we'll see. Um, the ultimate factor of this is Jerry Jones because he's the one that hires these people. Um, but I just feel like we're not the best under pressure, and it seems like there's always an excuse. And I'm just tired of these excuses. Stop making excuses, play good football, and win games. So we'll see what happens. This is a must-win game. Although it's the AFC, this is still a must-win game because you can't be going 3-3 heading into your schedule. You got the Lions, you got the Eagles twice, you got Miami, you got Buffalo, you have the Seahawks. These teams are going to challenge you. So the Cowboys really need to right the ship, and this Monday is the perfect game to right the ship because you're going to go against a good offensive team. Now, obviously, I feel like Kellen Moore, they throw the ball 66% of the time and run 35, 30, 33%, 33% of the time. But I feel like he's going to run the ball in this game just to make a point. The stuff that we haven't seen Kellen Moore do, I think he's going to do in this game, and I really feel like he's going to really try to run this game and really make a point that I can run, and Eckler is going to be there. So Cowboys, watch out for that run game. It might be heavy run, definitely early to prove a point. But Cowboys need to show up in this game. Y'all need to play unified. Y'all need to play together, and y'all need to win this game because it's an important game. And we'll see from here on out. But as far as for me, I'm just watching and seeing what's going to happen. But we'll see what goes on, man. We'll see what happens. Um, we'll see what happens. I definitely feel like the Cowboys should win this game, but we'll see what happens. Um, but like I said, you find out what your team is made of when you lose, not when you win. So we're about to find out what these Cowboys are made of this Monday night. Big game, James. I'm out. Peace.